Bitcoin price is crashing. The market is in extreme fear. The US government is back open. This one's wild. You can now send Bitcoin offline between two phones via NFC. And James Wynn is incredibly bearish and getting on my nerves. You see, markets are not doing that well at the moment, are they? And honestly, it sucks. There's nothing more sucky than going to bed 10% down and waking up 20% down. But at some point, this ship's gonna turn around, and when it does, we're gonna be well positioned. Because I'm not like everyone on the internet. I actually think more than a week into the future, and I make money doing, which can't be said for pretty much everybody on YouTube. Because of course, there are very few people whose actual main source of income is from the work that they're doing. But there is a reason why I can disappear for 2 months at a time, and it's because I'm pretty good at doing the actual job. So let's crack on with the actual job. This video is for informational and educational purposes only. Nothing in this video should be taken as financial advice, investment advice, or any form of recommendation. Right now, liquidation heat map showing we've got a massive level up here at 3,600, and currently we're sitting down at 3,200. But with us having a massive move recently, we need to look at higher time frame. This is the 6th month liquidation heat map for Ethereum, and we can see, unfortunately, there's a big level down there at 2,800, and it kind of looks like it's going to get taken out, because I'm going to show you that in the analysis section in a second as to why I'm a little bit worried. You see, for me, I might have started accidentally buying the dip a little bit too hard, a little bit early on Solana. I started buying the dip at $175. I've slammed in about $750 to $800,000 so far, and it's currently worth about 600k, so it's going well. That is a concern with this big level sat right below the current price of Ethereum, that we might have a big wick down at the end of Friday's trading session. And when we look at Bitcoin on the 6th month liquidation heat map, even more concerningly, Bitcoin hasn't traded below this price in 6 months, which is why everyone is calling for a bear market right now. You will see on Twitter, just type in Bitcoin and you will see every single person is telling us that we're going into a bear market. And although I partially agree, I only partially agree, because it's not a bear market. A bear market requires 3 consecutive quarters to be bearish. Now, this is the first bearish quarter that we've had, and that quarter isn't even over yet, because it only really began turning south at the start of November, of which we're only 14 days into, and the monthly candle could still reset itself, and we might still end up higher than $120,000. So let me explain both sides of the equation to you right now. You see, this here on the surface looks terrible, unless you're a user of Stonksy, of which on the 4 hour shorted the whole thing. On the 1 hour, again, shorted the whole thing. On the 30 minutes, shorted the whole thing. And of course, on the 5 minute, it still shorted, it just didn't short the whole thing. However, on Ethereum, on the 5 minutes, it did short the whole thing, and it took a nice long position before. On the half an hour on Ethereum, it shorted everything. On the 1 hour on Ethereum, it shorted everything. And on the 4 hour on Ethereum, it shorted everything. And this, I can put this on any trading pair right now. It is absolutely banging off right now on Stonksy, because Stonksy is literally the best trading tool to have in your toolbox. It literally tells you what's going to happen next. And of course, it's not 100% right 100% of the time, but it's been an amazing tool for me to help me maintain consistent profitability over the course of the past 2 years. And you can get access to it immediately by using the link in the video description, as well as me including a lovely 25% off discount code. However, aside from Stonksy literally being the best trading tool on earth, and Stonksy, by the way, is still in short positions on a bunch of different things, I have deep concern right now, because I see support below where we currently are, and I think we might hit it, unfortunately. Now, you see, we've already got some support and resistance levels drawn on the screen right here. This dotted line is the parabolic curve that we've completely lost at this point. With this down here is a literal support level at $92,000. It's one of the reasons why everyone is claiming that Bitcoin will go down to $92,000, because that level of support dates all the way back to here, of which, you know, $92,000, it would make sense to completely retrace back into this range. There's also a lot of merit to say that, you know, back up above $100,000 before the end of today means that Bitcoin is saved and the bull market is back on. If I just go over to the 1 hour chart here and I show you what I think is going to happen, I think we have this level of support here, of which we're currently trading at. Now, I think the most likely scenario here is around 7 p.m. UK time. We've been trading in this range all day. Maybe we even get as high as 99,000 again, but then bam, one last big liquidation wick. It could go as low as like 80 something, just to take out all the remaining bulls, and then we'll go all the way back up again, and you'll wish that you bought the dip. Now, my point is about all of this, it doesn't really matter what happens in this range. I'm not trading it. I don't want to trade this range. There's no chance of me taking a short position. I'm a perma bull, and I need to be bullish all the time. Like, historically for me, as soon as I turn bearish, the market will start pumping. So if I ever make a bearish video, buy the dip. And I am kind of partially joking about that, but typically when you've had such a big drawdown in such a short period of time, you should buy the dip. Like historically, it's a great idea because look what happens every single time Bitcoin's price dips into the range it currently is in extreme fear. We make some kind of bottoming off pattern. Now, the scary thing is this is March, April, and then it's May. So you could have a whole 30 days in a terrible range like this near the bottom of the fear zone. But the point is when you reach peak fear, like what we're reaching right now, it tends not to last and you do tend to have a bounce, which is why I think we get one more big push downwards and then we get a very aggressive bounce back to the upside, which makes this range just not worth trading. You've got to understand, it doesn't matter what the price is doing. There is continually less Bitcoin available on exchanges. The amount of available Bitcoin supply is in continual decline, even though the price is also currently in decline. This is because institutions, they're buying all of the coins off the market. When they buy the coins off the market, you can't have them anymore and they'll be gone off the supply forever because these institutions are just going to continue to hoover it up until it hits $1 million. The way these institutions are treating Bitcoin is building value into their stock price. So these institutions are not necessarily bothered about selling that Bitcoin that they're buying because that's an asset on their books that increases the value of their company, especially if Bitcoin's price is pumping. So I don't really worry about what happens to the price of Bitcoin because I always know these institutions are going to be there hoovering up dips. Like they consistently hoover these dips. People that's selling, it's me, it's you, it's all of us retail lot that's giving it to these rich institutional pension funds. Because don't forget, every time you sell, you're not selling into the abyss. Somebody is buying that coin off you. So where you don't see value, someone else is seeing value. And you've got to question who has got the money, the brain, the intuition, and the time to wait. Who is buying right now? Ask yourself that question. I mean, I am, but I'm buying Solana because I look at this and I see that their on-chain transactions and stuff has been in decline recently. And for me, that presents opportunity. Again, the number of active addresses on Solana has come back down from where it was during the peak of meme coin hysteria. And the other thing to be interested about Solana right now is this chart. Now, this chart is a cost basis distribution heat map for Solana. What it shows us is where there is pockets of liquidity and at what average price this liquidity sits. And you can see at every peak and trough, there is a pocket of liquidity that forms. There's one there, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there, there's one here, there's another one here. And currently we've fallen into a pocket of liquidity that we've just not been in a very long time. And it's just very typical that you don't spend long in these pockets, but these pockets are very aggressive and just very like this, so just don't trade them. Cointelegraph right now is reporting that Bitcoin falls to $98,000 as futures liquidations soar, but should bulls be expecting a bounce? The argument they're making here is repeated support retests are making support weaker, making support more likely that we drop through it. And I can get on board with this theory. But overall, as per usual, they failed to draw any real conclusion as to what's going to happen. And when we look at the traditional news today, we've got the UK borrowing costs are jumping, stocks are sliding, speculation is mounting over high stakes budgets, Alibaba's cross-border arm plans AI subscriptions, and just basically mess. It's just mess. I could cover 30 news stories right now, but they're all just messy. It's just the world's gone very messy. But that doesn't scare me. The profit that I've made over the years from crypto has always come from having confidence when people don't have confidence. You're the kind of guy that waits for the pump to come and then sees that the price is up and thinks you should buy. You're the kind of person that I normally dump on when the prices are high. Now, I made videos a couple months back saying, look, we're dumping everything. And we did. We pretty much just dumped my whole portfolio. So I'm not sat on like massive bags of crypto right now. But every single day I slam about $20,000 to $50,000 into Solana. And I have been doing that since the price was $175. I'm sweating a little bit, but at the same time, I'm doing this because I know that it works. Now, there is a chance that Solana continues its drop down to maybe even $80. And I'll have bids down at $80. Because inevitably, when this market turns around, as long as you trade at spot and you continually bought the dip, it didn't matter what you did. Focus on the top 3 coins, Ethereum, Solana, and Bitcoin. Be sensible, dollar cost average, and you'll be fine. And perhaps consider a little scroll through CoinMarketCap, see if you can find any gems, because they are definitely out there. Like, there's so many of these coins that are gonna go up so significantly during the course of the next run up. And one of the ways I'm trying to capitalize on the market right now, as well as using Stonks, is using Crypto Saving Expert, because we are doing the $10,000 to $1 million trading challenge. And if you do want to join it, there is a link in today's video description. Over 100 people are joining joining us on this challenge, trying to turn $10,000 into $1 million. And you don't have to do it with 10K. You can do it with 1K. You can do it with $1. The point is, it's a profitable trading challenge, and we've had historically incredible success at doing it, having completed the challenge now 3 times out of 25 attempts. Now, something that I do think is bullish, and another reason why I'm not that scared to continually accumulate SOL, is we're showing a little bit of support here on the Solana versus Bitcoin daily chart. And I like these versus Bitcoin charts. I feel like they give you a little bit more perspective on the market, because Bitcoin is ultimately the market driver, and Bitcoin will steadily over time continue to rise in price. But what I want to see is Solana rallying against Bitcoin, and to me kind of looks like we're not quite there yet, but we're getting towards the bottom. Another thing that I did yesterday is I actually dumped all of my gold. I actually got a really good price for it as well. I sold it above 4,200, so that was a pretty good cash out, to be fair. And I think another telling thing for the markets right now is that the streaming culture in crypto is changing into kick culture, with this guy here, which is that not thread guy, who says that the last 45 days of Zcash has outperformed the last 3 decades of gold, which is quite funny, but it's also probably not going to last. And I just want to caveat something here. Zcash is trash. Buy Monero. Why aren't you buying Monero? If you want a privacy coin, use Monero. Your money's not safe in Zcash. Zcash isn't a safe protocol. It never has been. I don't know what's stirred up the hype here. The best long-term bet in the privacy space, from my perspective and in my opinion, not financial advice, is Monero. It's the legacy coin. It's the Bitcoin of privacy. And it is a mild concern that people like this man are out there telling people about Zcash, but didn't even know that Zcash existed probably 3 weeks ago.
I told myself I'm never getting into crypto. I'm never doing this shit. I swear. I was like, bro, crypto. Everyone that holds crypto. I'm done with this shit. But then the way it was presented to me felt so good, felt so safe, and it felt like I could really make motherfuckers money in my community, because there's no way for...
This is Neon. Neon is a streamer. Neon's a very famous streamer, and Neon waited the whole bull market to launch his coin in a bear market. Again, a sign that we're probably not done going down yet, unfortunately. I think it's quite funny, the wording here. The way it was proposed to him. I'm sure that way was, man, you can make about $2 million in about 15 minutes if you make this coin and pull the plug. So what do you think? Do you think Neon's coin is going to go up or down? I'd say down. I honestly don't think this is a good idea. Please don't launch this. But on that note, guys, let's get 1 billion likes on this video. Drop a like, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel with your notifications turned on. If you're interested in trading, check out the links to exchanges in the video description, where we've arranged some amazing offers from BLOFIN and WEEX. WEEX is offering a 50% deposit bonus, and BLOFIN is offering a 20% deposit bonus. Both have fee discounts, and you'll find them on a link in today's video description. If you want to support the channel, use the links and get your discounts. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.